Hi everyone, this is Ms. DeLu, and if you're watching this video, it means that you have already created your Powtoon and have it on YouTube, and you're ready to do a final look over using the rubrics and paste your link. So to get started, we're going to look at this document. If you are in my class, you're going to paste your link in this highlighted area right here. Ms. Granger is probably going to give you a different location to paste your link, so be sure to pay attention to her directions regarding where to paste the link. Now, remember that we have three different criteria when we are looking at how this is assessed. The first criteria, criteria B, is for organizing. And specifically, the strand says it's using referencing and formatting tools to create a presentation style suitable to the context and intention. As you know from lesson A5, you've been directed to use the site FAST website in order to create your citations to put in your bibliography onto the Powtoon. So you'll need to follow those steps to accurately show your citation. If you do it perfectly, then you'll be getting it up here, 7 through 8, and then it goes down through 5, 6, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 0 that you didn't even include it at all. So if you want to know what you need to do, it says reference at least one site that you used for your research correctly on the last slide. So correctly means following the steps in lesson A5. Then if you feel like you did that perfectly, then you'll give yourself an 8 out of 8. If you're not sure if you did it right, you might bring it down a little lower. If you know you didn't do it at all, you'll self-assess with a 0. All right, the next criteria C, is producing text. And this has two parts to it, two different strands. The first strand is make stylistic choices in terms of linguistic, literary, and visual devices, demonstrating awareness of impact on an audience. And we'll go over what that looks like, but this is basically the visual part and the audio part, or the visual part of your presentation. And the second strand is relevant details and examples to develop ideas, and that is your research. So as you are looking over your Powtoon and self-assessing, remember that the first strand is about how did it look visually, your presentation. And the second strand is about the content. That would be those steps A2, A3, and A4. Did you complete all those sentence frames with a lot of details? So then you'll come down here. These are the different levels that you might want to assess and your teachers will be assessing you on. And if you're not sure what it includes, then you're going to read the task and definitions and go through all of these, and that these were also on your requirements when you were creating it. And make sure you have all of this in your presentation. And then go ahead and self-assess yourself. Now, the next step here then is, of course, it's the last criteria D, which is using language. And specifically, this is spelling, writing, and pronouncing with accuracy. So in this one, it's not just the spelling and writing, but you remember you need to include an audio of you speaking. And so we're looking for pronouncing words accurately on that one. So let's come down here, and you would give yourself a grade on both of those parts. And if you're not sure what that includes, you're looking at the tasks and definitions here to help you. And we'll come down and you'll give yourself a grade for that strand. Now, when your teacher is giving your 3 separate grades for these different criteria, in the end, we have to give you just one final grade for the whole summative. It's important to point out that these 3 sections will not be weighted evenly on your final grade. This middle section, the part about the actual presentation is the most important part of the big summative. It's where you're really demonstrating what you have learned on the content. But we also want to make sure that you have these different elements. So when we're weighting it, this will be weighted more heavily than the other two criteria. In summary, you want to first review your Powtoon again against each of the criteria, and then the next step is you're going to self-assess, and the last step would be to make sure that you include a link somewhere that is directed by your instructor. So I am going to request that you put it at the top of this document, but Ms. Granger may ask for something else. So congratulations that you made it to the end of this summative.